Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in for another edition of Living in Marda Loop. I am thrilled to have Rob Oppenheim on the Zoom call here. Rob is one of the partners in Phil and Sebastian's.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Rob, I was surprised. I was reaching out to Phil and Sebastian's for a bit now. And finally, I think I called yesterday and I just forget how I ended up connecting. You got back to me so quickly and you said it's Rob, one of the partners of Phil and Sebastian's. I'd love to be on your show. Rob, who are you? I just thought it was Phil and Sebastian.
That's right. Well, Sebastian and Phil are the founders of our company. They actually built the first cafe in 2007. And I joined 2 years later in 2009 when we started roasting coffee. And I was basically asked to start our wholesale business, which is what I got involved in early. And I've been a partner ever since. So this is my 11th year with the company as well.
Welcome. I guess you don't get all the glory of being the name on the sign, Phil and Sebastian's. We love Phil and Sebastian's. I think Calgarians in general, certainly here in Marda Loop. And just yesterday, I was telling you before we hit record, my son and I biked down to your Simmons Building location on the Bow River, which is just absolutely lovely.
Great. Well, happy to have you.
Great ride there yesterday from Marda Loop along the River Path system. So, Rob, maybe you could talk to us a little bit about, the start of Phil and Sebastian's. What motivated them to open that business? You said in 2007, and then later on you came on in 2009. And what motivated you to join the team?
Sure. Well, I think the guys were actually friends. They met at University of Calgary. They're both electrical engineers and met in a engineering course and became really good friends. And both of them were really into great food, good wine. And throughout their career, they both worked in high tech out of university for a number of years and sort of fell in love with a couple of really great small coffee roasters and coffee companies that were emerging in sort of other places in the world, like San Francisco and Portland and Scandinavia, where some great local entrepreneurs were taking a very quality focused approach to coffee. So visiting the farms where coffee was grown and working directly with producers of very high quality coffee, bypassing the traditional commodity market where most big companies would source their coffee, and really focusing on quality, freshness, seasonality, and traceability. And they fell in love with that part of the coffee industry and coffee market. And at the time, it didn't really exist in Canada. So they decided to quit their engineering careers and open a little cafe in the old Curry Barracks Farmers Market,
right,
which was back in 2007, which was the first Phil and Sebastian cafe, and sort of took off from there. So in 2009, they knew they wanted to be more directly involved in the sourcing and roasting and open a roastery. And I was friends with both Sebastian and Phil previously and loved what they were doing with coffee and saw this as an opportunity to kind of create something from the ground up and build something. And that's what motivated me to join. And it's been a fun ride.
And that's pretty neat. So, so you joined in terms of their next stage, which is, I guess, sourcing local coffee and good coffee from around the world. What made you a good fit for them at that time? What did you bring to the table? You weren't an engineer. Were you a marketer? What was your thing?
Yeah. So my background's in corporate finance, actually. And,
wow.
And before that, I'd done quite a lot of sales. And I think just really different skill set to both Sebastian and Phil. More, as we were looking to grow our wholesale business and really create new markets for our roasted coffee, that's just something that, I was really excited about, and just a little bit different skill set. So I think it's been pretty complementary.
Awesome. Well, we've seen nothing but success from our viewpoint of, just visiting and enjoying your coffees. So what do customers most love about your business and the service you provide?
I think it's just something that's really different from what people are used to. I mean, most people, when they think of going to a coffee shop, they go to sort of the big national chains like a Starbucks or, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, places like that. And, those are, in terms of their food quality, in terms of their processes, they're more of a fast food type of model where they focus more on high efficiency, high yield, low cost. The quality of their product is not their primary focus. It's more on the marketing and the real estate and the branding and things like that. And I think what our customers tend to gravitate towards is we are local and we are much more focused on the quality end of the market. So in terms of how we source and roast coffee, work directly with farmers, only bring in coffee that's in season, have a much higher standard in terms of training of our baristas, where every single drink we serve is there's a lot of quality controls that go into that. And then I think just being able to be really embedded in the neighborhoods with our cafes and really focus on providing something that's like homegrown here in Calgary, that's very high quality and can provide that really good experience as well. So I think that's what Calgarians have enjoyed about our cafes over the years.
I would agree. I'd agree. So right now you have, I believe, is it 3 locations? You have Mission, you have Myrtle Loop, and you have the Riverfront, which is, I'm just drawing a blank. Is it Victoria? What are we calling that area right now?
We call it the East Village.
East Village, of course, yes.
That's actually our headquarters. So we have our offices here where I'm sitting right now. We have our coffee roastery downstairs as well as a cafe. We actually have 6 locations. So in addition to those 3, we have a cafe at Chinook Center.
Right, I know that too. I forgot. Yes, beautiful.
We have one on Stephen Avenue and Center Street, so just close to the Calgary Tower. Yeah. And then we have another location which is in Calgary Place, which is an office tower on 4th Avenue and 3rd Street. We're in the plus 15 level. Wow. And that's also our first Hoopla donut location. So we have a combined coffee shop and donut shop in that location as well.
Right, and just last week on Thursday, I was invited to a webinar from a condo project in downtown core, Kensington, and they had sort of asked for my address for a sweet little gift that they were going to send me, and all of a sudden, Hoopla Donuts arrived. Hadn't heard tell of them. They arrived. I got like 6 of them, and I found out actually just by your voicemail that that's Phil and Sebastian's. Congratulations on that. When did that start up?
Thank you. Yeah, we launched Hoopla Donuts as a craft donut business about 1.5 years ago. So we launched just in one location in Calgary Place, which was downtown. And then in the last 5 or 6 months, we've expanded it to Chinook Center and our Myrtle Loop location as well, and our Stephen Avenue location.
Okay, it's true. I have seen the Hoopla Donuts at the Myrtle Loop location. Now we're now in the COVID-19 times. What's exciting in your business? What's new? How are you guys practicing? What's changed? How are things going?
Sure. Well, thanks for the question. And first of all, I think that this has really changed everything. We're, as a, if you will, a retailer and in the food service industry, we're kind of ground zero in terms of the economic impact of the pandemic. Our business really relies on people coming in and enjoying and sitting down and sort of us being part of that community presence. And obviously we've had to close all of our locations to seating. We've had to close 2 of our locations fully for the time being. We're still operating 4 out of our 6 cafes, but as takeout only. Mm-hmm. So, and there's been a lot of changes, obviously, with the social distancing and limiting the number of customers in our cafes, limiting our menu. We've had to remove a lot of the food offerings we've had because we can't operate, safely with kitchen staff and without, customers sitting down. We don't necessarily have the customers for a lot of the food. So we've really had to change our business very, very rapidly. And it's been a huge challenge. There's no question that this is a fight for survival for our business and for many sort of businesses, food service businesses, and other retailers, frankly, during this time. And one thing I would tell anyone watching this or, any of our customers is, how you spend your money now during this crisis is your vote on who survives, at the end of this. So wow. If you like having local coffee shops, local entrepreneurs doing, food service, and you choose to, if you are buying coffee, whether it's to make at home, whether it's, to go out or to get delivery or, of donuts or of coffee, choosing to support a business like ours or other local coffee shops really will go a long way in helping ensure we're still there in a few months when they do sort of allow, start easing the restrictions. And obviously none of us know how long that's going to take, but it definitely is a huge challenge for our business. And we really thank all the customers that are out there still supporting us because, this is a very challenging time. And I think the other thing is, we've seen one of the opportunities we've seen, or one of the ways we've really shifted is to move online. And, we've had a huge surge of customers that want our coffee beans at home. A lot of them are working from home. When in the past, they might go out to coffee shops or drink coffee while they're at the office, and now they're not there.
Right.
And so we've been able to adapt. We launched same day delivery for coffee beans 7 days a week on our website. So if anybody wants coffee beans at home, if you order before 1 o'clock and you're in Calgary, you'll actually get coffee delivered that day. Wow. And been able to offer free delivery for orders over $40, for example. The other thing we've been able to do is offer home delivery of donuts, again, with very low delivery costs across Calgary. That's not same day at the moment, but you can order for the next day or any day in the future if you want to send donuts to any of your friends or family or healthcare workers, or if you want a treat for yourself.
Nice.
That's also available through our website. So another way you can really help support us during this time is, just remember, whenever you spend your money, that's your vote for who's still open in a few months. And
awesome. Yeah, well, we'll try and get that word out.
Yeah.
Well, other than sort of surviving the current crisis that we're in around the world, and of course here in Calgary, what are some of the future goals of Phil and Sebastian's? Anything in the short term or long term that our viewers and listeners might be excited about?
Yeah, I think that's a really difficult question because frankly we're not really in a position to think about even 6 months from now or a year from now. We just don't know what the world's going to look like. Our main goal right now is to work on surviving and being sustainable in the current environment, and that means really focusing on supporting our customers wherever they are, whether it's at their home, whether it's home delivery, whether it's shipping, whether it's keeping our cafes as safe as possible for people that do need to get out of their house and still want that experience of going to that coffee shop or getting that treat. So that's our short-term goal. In the long term, we are looking at a few new locations, but frankly, we just don't know the timing of that right now because everything's sort of on hold and sort of waiting to see what emerges, in terms of timing and when people can reopen things safely and move forward from there.
Super. Rob, I guess kind of final question here. In Marda Loop, what does Phil and Sebastian's and what does Rob love most about Marda Loop? And I mean, we certainly love having Phil and Sebastian's in the neighborhood, in the community. What are some of the things that you like about Marda Loop, if you wouldn't mind sharing?
Well, it's just been a terrific area for us to be. Obviously, it's, as opposed to our downtown cafes, it's more of a community focused cafe. It's really great. We're able to open 7 days a week. But obviously before the crisis, it was so nice to see, the tables were always packed. We have really great big ceilings and huge windows and a lot of natural light. So it's a beautiful cafe. And that's just been terrific. And we have so many regular customers. And I think that's, the staff in the cafe really get to know a lot of the, if you will, the locals in the neighborhood who are there, many times a week. And that's just been terrific for us. And even now during the pandemic, we've seen such great support from the local community. We're offering obviously takeout service, so we still have customers coming to buy takeout. We also got set up with Skip the Dishes, so if people don't want to come into the cafe, if want to stay at home for safety, they can order donuts, they can order their coffee drinks and get those delivered to their homes. And we've had so much support from the neighborhood, and it's been just wonderful to see.
Super. Well, Rob, I thank you for being on the show. Obviously, some of the ways we can reach out to you, I think you're fairly active on Insta and your website. Could you give us some of their addresses on how people can reach out? And is there anything else that we need to cover before we say adieu for now?
I think that's great. I don't have anything else to add. You can find us on Instagram, both Phil and Sebastian. We also have Hoopla Donuts, and we have a website for each of those as well. And our website's a great resource if you want to look up our latest hours during the emergency for all of our locations. If you want to order coffee beans for your home, if you want to order donuts or send donuts as a gift, that's all available on our website. And yeah, that's kind of it.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to your website now to order donuts and coffee. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Stop.